Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. It's about that time. Let's go take that walk and see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Look how big this beer is. Not a big bottle, but a big beer. This is Founder's Devil Dancer. And they're listing this as a triple IPA, which is technically not a recognized ABV or a style. The IPAs only go to your double or imperial. But this is a great big beer, guys. This is a 12%er. It's got 12% written right here on the back label. It says 112 IBUs on the back label, but when I read, it says it calculates to over 200. But the human palate only can taste up to about 125 IBUs. So, and on the back here it says bottled on 05-1016. So this one was put in the bottle in May 16th. So I'm reviewing this on the 10th of September. So it's May, June, July, August, September. Not quite, yeah, the 10th. It's exactly 4 months old. Chris and Rebecca, good friends of mine, picked this up down from Martin at the Barrel Chest. I don't know, it's probably been about a month ago. I just now got around to it. So I could have probably reviewed this a month ago. It's only been 3 months old. Probably been just a little bit better then. And I apologize for not reviewing it sooner. I've just had so many beers sent to me from Brandon and Rico and Donovan too. Lately that being a triple, I know it wouldn't go bad, but the hops, I apologize, guys. I probably should have reviewed this about a month ago. So, being a triple, though, I mean, I'm still hoping this is going to be there. But drink your IPAs as fresh as you can. I mean, especially anything that's got this much hoppiness to it, drink them as fresh as possible. Even though, like I said, it's 12%. Technically, this beer is going to keep for 20 years, but the hops are going to fade substantially, especially after a 3-month period. So I'm still hoping I'm going to get something tasty out of this. I reviewed this beer several years ago, guys, and I think it blew my palate out of my mouth, being a triple IPA or a 12% IPA. This is a big boy's beer. This is a sipper. This is probably one you would want to drink at home and not out in a bar or anywhere, because if you have 2 of these, you're drunk. I don't care how big a guy you are or how many beers you drink a day. You drink 2 12%ers, that's like drinking a 6-pack just about. So if you can't get a buzz on a 6-pack, you're an alcoholic. And I'll probably have a buzz when I come back from this. So being a 12%er. So this is their triple IPA, they're calling it. Very nice. It's got the IBUs on the bottle. It's got the date on the bottle. It's got the ABV on the bottle. Everything you need to know to purchase this beer and make an educated decision. I'm actually surprised that Martin still had this beer when they went and bought it. Usually he turns those beers over pretty quick, but he did, and they bought it. He asked them, they asked him, they bought a 6-pack of beers to bring to me, and he didn't think that I had reviewed this, but it's been several years ago, even before he went into business. So he just made an educated guess that he didn't think that I had reviewed it, but I had several years ago, and it was a monster beer, and I'm sure this is going to be too. So let's get on with it. I don't want it to be a 30-minute video. Commercial description says here, Founder's most complex, most innovative, most feared, and yet most revered ale produced. Massive in complexity, the huge malt character balance the insane amount of alphas used to create this monster. The alphas is your in your hops. It tells the bittering of it, and I'm sure with 112 IBUs, this wouldn't you would not want to this to be your first IPA you've ever had, or probably not even your first double IPA, because this is a huge, bitter, triple IPA. So, it says more IBUs than any brewery has documented, more than you would believe, and dry hop for 26 days straight with a combination of 10 hop varieties. 10 different ones. Wow. Dangerously drinkable and deliciously evil. We dare you to dance with the devil. Drink this at home, guys. That's all I can tell you. This is a big beer. This will knock you down. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about, so while I pop the cap off of this, and like I said, triple is not a recognized style or version of this. It only goes to imperial and double. So, cuisine is barbecue. The cheeses are pepper, Monterey pepper, jack, sharp, blue cheddar. Stronger cheeses, Gorgonzola, Limburger. You know, the strongest cheese you can get your hands on would probably pair well with this. And the meat for this is grilled meat and salmon. Is what they have listed here on Beer Advocate. And the glass bar is snifter tulip oversized wine glass. I got my favorite glass, my favorite snifter glass, the solid beer glass. And it says it can be cellar because it's a 12%er, but the longer you cellar, guys, the more of the hops are going to fade. So, about a finger of nice creamy off-white. It's not brown, but it is off-white head over into the light. It is fairly dark. It is a deep, rich amber color, almost to the copper color. It's so dark, and that comes from using so much malt to produce a beer of this magnitude. And by the time you get that darker color, so good looking beer. Let's get a nose on this one. Thank you, Chris and Rebecca, for picking this up. I do appreciate it. Like I said, it's been several years since I reviewed this. Hopefully my palate has matured enough to be able to handle it. Now guys, I'll tell you right off the bat, like I did a minute ago, should have reviewed this a little earlier, and I apologize. This would probably have been really, really tasty at the end of May or in June, and even into July. But here we are in September, and I'm just now doing it. I'm going to take that into consideration when I review it. I'm not getting a big hop presence on the nose. They are there. It's not like your West Coast style where it's up in your face, pineapple, grapefruity, pineapple. I got a feeling the hops have already started fading on this beer, being as old as it is. But that still not means it's going to be bad. And when I say bad, I don't mean undrinkable or make you sick. Like I said, this beer will keep 20 years. You'll still be able to drink it at 12%, but it's going to be a malt bomb after six months or so. Now, if you find it too boozy, maybe that might settle down after a while. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. Big malty notes on this, guys. There is a hop presence there, but it's not a big up-in-your-face hop presence. Caramel, toffee, maybe some hints of some dark fruit with all that malt that they've used. Let's give it a taste, see what we got. The head's sticking around though. Still got a finger of head on that beer. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Chris. Cheers, Rebecca. To me, guys, at this stage of the game, with the age on this bottle, this is a cross between a double IPA and a barley wine. Getting a big, sweet, malty notes on this, caramel and toffee. There is a substantial hop bitterness to it still. Big hop bitterness, I will tell you. It does have some booziness to it, but it's not burning or doing anything crazy like that. Like hitting a shot of Jack Daniels or Wild Turkey or anything like that. But it's a 12% beer. This is not a little boy's beer. I'm impressed by 12% alcohol and not being more boozy than it is. It is there. It's hard to hide that much booziness, 12% in an IPA, without having slight hints of that. So it has cellared fairly well. to be put in the bottle in May, and we're doing it here in September. But it's not that up in your face hop profile, I will tell you that. It's especially the stage of this game. Now, it might have been a lot more hoppier at the end of May and June than it is now. But May, June, July, August, September, it's 4 months in the bottle. So the way I look at it is probably 30 days past its shelf life as far as getting that big hop presence. But still, even if I had a fresh bottle here, it may not be no hoppier, or not much hoppier. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a fresh bottle that's been done within the first 30 days of anything that's distributed in Virginia, unless you buy it at the brewery here. Anything that comes from another state here seems like it takes freaking forever for it to get here. I've seen stuff like from Bell's Two Hearted Ale that right at its 3 month shelf life. I never get anything that is not at least 2 months old in this state. I don't know what's up with that. It sucks. It really does. So if you're trying to get a fresh bottle of anything from anywhere that's distributed here, you're damn lucky if you can get anything fresher than 2 months old. It's horrible here. It is. Well, this is pretty tasty, guys. It really is. But like I said, it doesn't have that big West Coast style up in your face. I would consider this more like an East Coast style. But East Coast styles usually have a lower bittering than this is going to have. You've got to remember what you're drinking. So let me sip on it without rambling on and on and on and on, and I'll come back and give you the final chug and grade on this. Alright guys, I'm back. I've been sipping on it about 30 minutes. Very tasty brew, guys. Just wish I could get these style of beers a little fresher than this one and the one I reviewed several years ago. I think it has some age on it too. But it's almost impossible here in Virginia, with the distribution being as horrible as it is, to get beers from out of state that are not at least 2 months old. I mean, it's almost impossible unless it's a local brewery. Anything that comes from out of state into Virginia, it's at least 2 months old before it hits the shelves. Don't understand that. Yeah, I do. The beer companies that control the distribution around here, they'd much rather push Budweiser, Miller, Coors, and not push these beers, the craft beers. So that's the way it works around here. They're in the market to sell as much as they can, and they sell much more of the Budweiser, Miller, Coors than they do the craft beers, and it maintains the most shelf space in the grocery stores around here still. So, but still, AB and Bev and the others are still buying up craft breweries as fast as they can. And guys, in just my opinion, I consider those breweries that sell out to these guys traitors. And I refuse to buy their beers. And I will still review them if somebody sends them to me. But I'm not going to spend my money on beers that sell out to the big macro lagers, InBev, AB, InBev, and Coors, Miller. Don't support those guys. They suck. They suck out loud. They suck kind titty. They suck, well, I ain't going to say that, but they do. They suck. And they want to sell more of that product because they make more money on it, even though they price it so cheap. You can buy an 18-pack for $10, $12, maybe 15 for 18 or a 24-pack. And the young crowd still likes to drink that. We're getting more and more of the young crowd getting into craft beers and stuff. It's growing leaps and bounds every day. So that's why they're buying up the breweries. They want to get their foothold in that. So, but I still don't support them for buying them out and them guys selling them. But money talks, guys. I mean, if you got a little craft brewery or a big craft brewery and they come up and offer you millions of dollars to buy you out, more than likely, not all of them. Some of them still hold tight to the reins, but a lot of them take those dollars and run. So let's do the final chug on this one. I wish it was a little fresher, but it is what it is. They still have a nice hop presence, no overwhelming, no West Coast style, but it's still there. A little bit of citrusiness in there, maybe a hint, slight hint of pine, but it's more malty than anything else, especially when it's this magnitude of a beer. It takes a lot of malt to brew a 12% beer, guys. Final chug. Very tasty. And once you get this much age on a beer, 4 months or long, 5, 6 months, it's a sleeper. It is a sleeper. You say, oh man, this is really tasty. Nice maltiness. Get a little bit of caramel and toffee in there. Before you know it, you've had 2, maybe even 3 of these, and you're inebriated. Hopefully you're not driving from somewhere. If you're at home, yeah, have all you want. All you gotta do is stagger to the couch or to the bed, and nobody's getting hurt. You're not putting anybody in harm's way. If you're drinking this out in a bar and you're having more than one, and you don't have a designated driver or anybody driving you home, you're in trouble. You could hurt somebody real easy, and not want to or be aware that you are. Just be careful out there, guys, please. Drink responsibly. That's why you see me doing all these here at home. I don't drink very much out anymore. I drink just about everything here at home. 99% of everything I drink is at home. So, I don't want to do you out. I can't afford that. That's $10,000 right off the bat. Pow! And not driving and all that. It's a hassle. Trust me. Don't do it. Alright guys, to me guys, I think it's an excellent beer. I think it's a world-class beer. It's got all the information on the bottle you need, ABV, IBUs, bottled on date. Well done, founders. It is. That's all the information you need. I just wish we could get a little fresher than what we're getting in here. I mean, this don't hit the shelves till it's probably 2 months old. It may be even older than that time it hits the shelf. Like I said, they just bought it and brought it to me, and that was the freshest bottle they could get. So Chris and Rebecca, thank you again, my friends, for spending your money on this and bringing it to me. I was ready to re-review this. Like I said, it's been several years since I've had it. It's just as tasty as it was then. I'm not sure I'm going to give it the same grade. I think it's an excellent beer, guys, and with the information that's on the bottle, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Numeric rating on this from me would be a 95, right in the middle of the A range. So let's go over to Beer Advocate. They say 88 in a very good range. I wouldn't argue with that. Like I said, it's not got that super hoppy profile, but I don't want to fault the beer because it's 4 months old. I would like to try this beer when it's a month old or maybe even 2 months old instead of 4 months old. So I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, especially with the information that I've got, and especially being at 12% and as easy drinking as it is. Over Great Beer, they have overall 99 and 97 in the style. That's why I say I think this is a better beer than what I'm drinking today, being 4 months old. That's why I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I think it's a well-made beer. Drink it at home, though, guys. And for our final check-in, let's go over to Untappd, and Untappd has it at 3.98, which is right at the 4, which is the A-. I think it's a better beer than an A-. That's why I went ahead and give it to 9 out of 10. If I do get a chance to see this beer in the beer store and it's 30 days or less, I may purchase this beer just to review it and do a fresh bottle just to see. But I got a feeling the fresh version of this is going to be super boozy. It's going to have a lot more hop profile, but I think it's going to be a little boozier than what I'm getting on a 4-month-old bottle. Just my opinion, though. So, with that being said, if you've had this one from Founders, they're Devil Dancer, tongue-tied, 12%. I told you. Let me know what you think, guys. It's a pretty tasty beer. A nice one to sip at home, and especially they did this one in May. This would be a good one to do it in the fall season and sip on this one if you're a double IPA lover when it's a little chillier outside. Maybe at the end of the year, with the hop harvest at the end of the year, do a wet hop version of this. And that would probably be really, really tasty. And sit by the fire and when it's 10 or 12 degrees outside, and it's probably pretty damn tasty. Especially with the 12%, warm you up on the inside of this a little bit. So, just my opinion. If you've had this one from Founders Devil Dancer, let me know what you think, guys. Pretty tasty. I'll see you tomorrow. Come on back. Let's go see what's in the fridge.